Let's go back 1 week to Prince George in the MX2 class. Hayes with the whole shot in the first moto. Then it was Little Muff. He got the lead, and then he dumped the front end. Thompson wins the first moto. Pettis was out front. The crowd was going crazy, but then Little Muff went on a charge. Oh my goodness, did they have a battle. But then Muff's bike went down. Thompson with a huge pass on Pettis. He goes 1-1. Clean sweeperoo. Top of the box. Welcome, race fans, to round 3 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth. It's Cowtown, and today's MX2 racing will be presented by Motovan.com. Fab's MX2 pilots in staging, getting ready to make their gate picks. We are in Calgary, Alberta, the crown jewel of Canadian motocross.
That's right, Trav, to the Yamaha standings after 2 of 10. Thompson has the red plate, followed by Pettis, Osby, Hayes, and Moffenbauer sitting 5th after a DNF.
Let's go down to Surratt, Arsenault, LaFontaine, Dylan Wright sitting in 9th, and Hayden Halstead rounding out the top 10. Okay, Fabs, another concrete start just like we had last week in Prince George. Riders selecting their gates based on qualifying times. Now, gate position here is pretty important because it's a pretty tight little chute to the left.
Yeah, definitely, Travs, and we've seen a lot of problems on this start in the past. There it is from the overhead camera, a hard left, and then they sweep around on a hard right, and they hit that big 110-footer. What a gorgeous facility, nestled right in the heart of downtown Calgary. What an expansive track, Travs. To the left is the international section. You can see those spectator bowls nestled in so the fans can get up close and personal. And right here at the bottom of the screen is that Shaw Valley, just used for the pro races. Huge elevation. The camera doesn't really do it justice, Travs. Yum, yum, yum. There is a bevy of beauties and some Rockstar beverage.
Welcome back to Calgary's Wild Rose MX Park. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth as we get set for MX2 Moto 1 and the lovely Rockstar Lauren bringing that moto board across. Talked about the concrete start. Real nice for the riders here. Covered start. They get nice and cool, these hot temperatures. Looks like Julie's coming out seeing Sir Paul with that 30 board. This first MX2 moto will be brought to you by RoyalDistributing.com, Canada's power sports leader.
And you see the riders lunging the way they are. They're warming up the back tire, trying to spin it, get it up to temperature to adhere to the concrete, also warming up the clutches. They're back from their hot lap and ready to go. The 5-second board is up. We got one of the Roberts boys on the inside from Ontario. Not a very good jump for him. Gets pinched off. And it is a Kawasaki. Oh, carnage! Hey, it's the nut-up industry rider, Ryan Surratt. This kid's 3rd hole shot in as many races.
Nice to see the number 1 of Cole Thompson. Big surprise there on the 2nd place. I saw a pair of those MX101 Yamahas, Pettis and Moffenbauer 100%, and it looks like Dylan Wright on the outside finally gets a good start. He's in the top 5.
Wright is challenging Moffenbauer right now, gets around Pettis. Good move for him, and then it's the young BC rider, number 33, Casey Keast, right up in the mix with the big boys.
Floating through the international section, Brian, into this new Motul corner. They've opened up this little left-hander to the ski launcher down into the Zox corner. Lots of ruts. These jump faces are hard-packed.
Oh, Moffenbauer goes out off track. Pettis gets by. And you see the different amount of airtime the riders are getting off that ski jump. Some guys are kind of rolling and getting the traction down. Other guys are skylabbing it. So many options out here, Travs, on this fast, expansive Calgary racetrack.
Let's go back to a shot of that start, Brian, opposite angle. You see Surratt come through and get that whole shot, but some carnage out front. And then Davey Frazier just ghost rides his bike through that Royal Distributing banner. Wow, touching up. Oh, we got full Andy Oakley there.
Oh, man, was he ever? And Frazier gets run over to boot. So the likable youngster from Nova Scotia, just outside of Halifax, sampling early here at Calgary. Look at this move right here, Trav. There's racing going on all around. Wright is under fire.
From the 100 of Jacob Hayes on that Monster Energy Alpenstars Kawasaki, getting faster and faster every week. Great to see right up in the mix as they head down to the Shaw Valley. Some dynamite option lines where you can carry a lot of speed and cut back to the lead. It looks like the number 12 of Sean Moffenbauer has gotten by Pettis. We've got a 3-pack This is Surratt, Thompson, and Moffitt for the lead.
This is just awesome out front into the Polaris section. Oh, and look at Moff's aggression in the over-under through the pro circuit corner. You can see the kickers there. He makes the pass on the inside of Thompson. What a setup. Right there was determination. We saw the aggression of Moff going in that over-under, and here comes the gunner. Tommy Gun Thompson wasn't back, and he's on the inside. Shows him one. Oh, and stymies himself in that big run, Travis. This is awesome, racing out front, allowing Surratt to pull out ahead of it.
Through the drift walk-off cannon into this gorgeous Rockstar switchback section. Thompson is now in third place. Moffitt up to second. Pettis is in the mix. So is Wright, and so is Hayes. So we got 5 or 6 guys plus 30 here battling for the top positions. Here it is again.
This is unreal. And here it is, Thompson in the same line as Surratt. Moffenbauer just chucks it in there. Inside foot up and high, elbows up. Weight on that outside peg and just destroys that inner line. Passing Cole Thompson, unreal. Last year, Thompson seemed to have the ability to pass Moffenbauer at will. And look at that slingshot move over the Rockstar finishing line.
The thing I've noticed about Moffenbauer this year, Brian, is his cornering speed. As you said, throwing himself into those inside line or ruts and making things happen. He has been, oh my goodness, and then he throws it away. Loose on the front end.
I was just about to say, Moffenbauer so aggressive in the turns. I think that's why historically he's crashed in inopportune moments. He's been known to crash while leading. Right here, couldn't come at a worse time. Just passes his nemesis Thompson, comes in and just loses the front end right there, and samples hard. Thompson on the brakes. He's getting good at avoiding a down Moffenbauer.
There's no doubt about it. Pettis as well, sitting now in third place. Back to the Shaw Valley. The number 1 of Cole Thompson in second place. Pettis in third, Wright in fourth. Nice little cluster strat starting to open up here, Brian, as they come into this beautiful sort of flat top to ring corner.
It's such a gorgeous part. Oh my goodness! These guys are going down all over the place. So now Pettis decides to low slide. There goes Moff back in the game in the Marin Bikes California corner. And here comes Moff now, charging hard on the 787 redemption rider of Osby, who's quietly moved up into this lead pack. Now Wright goes down. Prisoners, and then an enduro ride over the bike goes Moffenbauer. Holy cow, what's happening?
So Hayes gets by the number 14 of Dylan Wright on the inside. Osby, you're right, had made a bunch of passes and got up to third place. Now Moffenbauer working up on Osby. These two guys have been getting together, and Josh Osby's been a bright light in this MX2 class, a new rider for Redemption Racing Team.
Yeah, definitely. Jeffrey Holmes, GP Bikes talking about, Moff just gets stymied. Osby's got some good defense. Feet on the pegs racing. This is dynamite stuff. The Moffenbauer taking alternate lines. He's so strong. And in this Cowie section, it's hard to pass on the outside, and those ruts are not forgiving, Trav. They bake in almost like concrete. Once you're in one, it's hard to deviate without getting messed up, cross-rutted, and you know what that means, trip over the bars.
Well, especially when you're on the wide side in that Cowie line, you have to cut back through the chicane. Surratt on the inside through the Zox corner. Thompson carrying speed. He looks very calm, Brian, again this year. I know he's not happy with the results, the way they are sitting up, even though he's running that red plate. Look at him on the inside, point and shoot. Does he have Surratt? Oh my goodness, he's got big stones.
I like your point. No matter the situation, Cole Thompson seems to remain poised, and that is very important. Some riders just get flustered and just get all crazy, and that leads to mistakes. Cole is a methodical rider, a lot like Cole Fasciati. Sometimes those guys do train and practice together in the off-season and during the week. So Cole Thompson, man, this guy's got something special.
Well, the MX2 class is historically a young class, Brian, a little more brash, a little more excitable, a little bit more chaotic. But Thompson brings that wealth of MX1 experience and a championship, and I think he shows how you have to play your game.
Yeah, that's a great point. Of course, Moff in his rookie year really made a statement in MX1, going down to that lower class, or the smaller class of MX2, going really fast here. Look at Moss, aggressive moves. He's challenging. He gets around Surratt for second. And so Moff, coming off of that crash, he is like a grenade. The pin is out now. He's reeling in our leader. Moff has got some serious skills.
He was in 5th place, made his way back to a second with this pass, but there's that outside line to the inside of the chicane, and he just says, Surratt, get out of my way. I'm moving forward. I want Thompson.
That was elbows out, and Moff is a strong, not physically huge guy, but man, is he a strong rider. And when it comes to contact, there's not too many guys are gonna put him down. And now, back to the 100 of Jacob Hayes. Liking what I'm seeing from this young rider as I get to watch his style. He's slowly getting faster and faster with each weekend, and now he is definitely becoming a top runner.
Osby got by Surratt. It looks like Hayes is on his way. Maybe Surratt falling back to the battle for the lead. Moffenbauer's made up a ton of ground, because let's face it, when he ducked it, we said he fell back to 5th, but it was a huge gap. He is definitely the fastest rider in this class. It doesn't necessarily always mean it translates to wins.
And this is his spot.
Yes, wow.
This is his spot. He passed Cole on the inside. And look at this. He passes inside, outside. So this is Moff's day for sure. He just wheeled in our previous champion and has passed Cole Thompson twice in one moto.
Unbelievable, and that section is kind of dicey too, because when you come out from the over-under, there are a couple of option lines in that switchback Dunlop corner, but wow, you really have to choose in advance before you get in there. Wow.
It's all about commitment here in Calgary. Like, you really have to commit to your chosen line. And man, does Moff do a nice job. Here he is. He can pass inside, outside. Thompson has that little hipper kicker, and look at the aggression there from Sean. Man, what can you say about Moffenbauer? MX101 Yamaha, Rockstar backing those guys up, FXR gear, and here is that FXR shoot up one of my favorite booters here, this little Polaris corner. How thrilling for the riders as they come up, just get light and skim the top of that crest. And this is Moff's passing corner so far.
And what's cool about this track are the ruts. There's a lot of long, deep, hard ruts that, as you said, you have to make your choice and get in there and do it. Look at that coming through the Dunlop corner, the inside line Moffenbauer likes so much. But there's a commitment level with ruts, and these guys are in it.
And you could see from that camera angle a big hawking jump coming out of the corner. So these riders are getting airtime. They earn their keep today. Moffenbauer takes it after that crash. Take it, unanimous.
To the Yamaha leaderboard top 10, let's go down to Hayes in 6th. Dylan Wright salvages 7th. LaFontaine, Densler, and Casey Keysfabs.
With the red plate and second place in that first moto, Cole Thompson. Lots going on out there for you, boy. In the mix that whole race, you finally got the lead, but then Moffenbauer, after he went down, he came on strong.
Yeah, great ride by him. For me, I got into the lead a little late. It's tough. It hasn't been easy these first 2 rounds. This round's no easier. For me, I'm just trying to get the best result I can, fight to the end, and at the end there, I closed it back up on Sean, and I'm feeling good fitness-wise. Bike's good, and everything's there. Just got to hammer down and get these wins.
One of the most dynamic young newcomers to the Canadian scene, the number 787 Redemption Racing, Josh Osby. Josh, you're in the mix every time the gate drops up here in Canada. You got some fast riders, but you're showing that you're one of them.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't get off the gate too fast this last time. The concrete stuff to get off of clean, and I started like 8th and worked my way up, and I wanted to get up front. I saw I was closing in on Cole and Surratt, and then yeah, just past Hayes, and then Surratt was fading, so I got around him, but it just took me too long to get around those guys. I need to get around them quicker.
Nice job, T. There is Surratt, our whole shot recipient. Let's see if we can get that triple crown next.
Welcome back to round 3 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Calgary's Wild Rose MX Park. Mark Travers and Brian Coster as we get set for MX2 Moto2. Did Julia just give us a kiss? I think she did. That one was for us. As 2 other Rockstar lovelies coming out to Sir Paul with the 30 board. I don't even know what to say.
What do you mean us? That kiss was for me, Travis. Come on now.
Fabs, this second MX2 Moto will be brought to you by Honda Canada. Be a daredevil and spread those red wings, my friend.
Red bikes, excellent choice. Great to have Honda on board. There's Amanda with the 30 board. Sir Paul Kingsley flanking her along with Rockstar Lauren. Looks like the wind has picked up a touch.
Getting a touch breezy, not concerned about wardrobe malfunctions as we get back to the gate. It's now Brian coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that road? Somebody hole shot.
And inside was Hayden Halstead, caught sleeping. Looks like, man, was that Moffenbauer that snagged it?
I think they're going to give it to the 100 of Jacob Hayes, and that's from that Monster Energy Alpenstairs Kawasaki. So a great start for Hayes. Looks like Moffenbauer in second, Thompson in third. Got a nice little cluster already for the lead down into this Kawasaki sweeper. Moffenbauer inside. Does he have him? No way. Great defense from Hayes.
Man, Hayes went a little bit wide after just Skylab in the 110-footer. Wasn't that glorious to see our 3 front runners all in the air at the same time? talk about thrills and spills. A reminder, Trav, this ain't golf.
No, it isn't, Brian. And one thing that I always love about motocross is the respect that each one of these riders has for the talents. They can get up close. A guy like me would be freaking. He'd have to change his underpanties.
These guys definitely are pros, and there is some give and take. Of course, very few rules in this sport, so sometimes things get a little messy, a little physical. But generally, these riders have some respect, and it is a little give and take for their own safety, but sometimes, hey, they mess up, and there was a big pileup in that first turn.
Calgary's Wild Rose MX Park setting up beautifully today, Brian. Some slick areas back here in the Shaw Valley. Those jump faces, you know they're going to be hard-packed blue group, but down here, traction on the outside. Mothenbeier, again, getting super aggressive. There's some choppy areas in here, Brian, some choppy areas.
You can see Moff.
Oh, no,
Moff is down again. He got hung up in that rut right there at the top of the FXR Valley. Hayes just buttering along, looking good out front to a replay of the start, Travs. It is pretty much a photo right there, but it goes to Hayes by a knobby, and we can see Josh Osby gets all funny, and akimbo riders funneling in, going wide, and a couple other guys sampling at the back.
Right, quick note, the number 16 at Jess Pettis crashed on the big 110. He is out of this moto right now, so one of our front pilots is not contesting this second MX2 moto here in Calgary. My goodness, what a pass on the inside for the number 12 of Sean Mothenbeier after that little put down that he had that puts him back into third place. And now the battle for the lead is raging, Brian. It is on fire between these two riders who have some history. But right now, Thompson's had the measure of Hayes.
Tommy Gunn looks like he is cocked and loaded, putting on the pressure. He is ready to fire around the outside, where Mothenbeier passed him right here in this corner. So a good setup for Thompson through the pro circuit section.
Amazing how in these tight sections of the track there's been a lot of passing opportunities. I mean, guys have been passing all over the place, but that part specifically.
These two riders not tripling here, coming out of that corner a little slower than the first moto. It's getting a little choppier. Here is that setup into the Polaris right-hander on the outside. There is a really nice berm there. Thompson just gets the traction down, comes out of the over-under, a bike length ahead, and seemingly easy pass there for Cole.
Hayes collecting himself after getting passed by Thompson, but that has given the opportunity for Sean Mothenbeier to catch up as they head into the Shaw Valley roller section up by the Achirby's downhill. This is one of my favorite parts of the track, Brian. As you see Mothenbeier go inside, some guys like to carry speed on that high line. Mothenbeier, he'll go inside, outside, it doesn't matter.
That's a great passing zone, and Moff able to double that second little knoll, just saving some energy, carrying a little bit more speed. And those Achirby's rollers right here, the tree is blocking a lot of those rollers, so this is a really good place to pass. The rider that just comes in there takes a little bit more punishment, G'ing out, can make that pass through there. So Moff is a strong guy, soaks it up with that arm strength and gets past Jacob Hayes.
To our lead package, looks like a mirror image to our first moto, the number 1 of Cole Thompson in first place. Oh, and Sean Mothenbeier getting super aggressive, coming over that tunnel jump into the Blue Crew corner. He is pressuring. Interesting. I'm really interested to see what the defense from the number 1 of Cole Thompson is going to be through here. Oh my goodness, Mothenbeier totally out jumps. Thompson on the inside, there's that line that Mothenbeier likes though.
Mothenbeier really rides the front end of the bike. Some riders use more of the back end to steer, and Mothenbeier really is front end dependent, and I think that's why over the years we've seen him crash in those corners. His crashes don't seem to be yard sales, they're usually those tip overs. Did it again up top, but doesn't seem to deter him. I think it just gets the motor determined, and crashing on the clutch side keeps the motor running. Look at him challenging for the lead again, just like the first moto.
The one thing I like about this track, or what we're seeing from these riders right now, is that these hard-packed areas they're not using to pass. They are freight training through these areas. It's when they get into areas where the lines open up, where there's more options, like this one, for example. Mothenbeier loves that little double that you were talking about, and then you saw him double through there on that section. Yes.
Rhythming completely different. Cole doubles in, Moff rolls in, opts to rhythm quite differently. Great angle through the Shaw Valley of this dynamic racetrack. Here comes Long, and that's that ugly mess that he crashed in down the FXR chute. down to the bottom, it takes the Kuyangs, then you float up this little Polaris. Look at that, landing right on top. You stand down there during qualifying, and the speeds are astronomical.
Coming into that right-hander, a pro circuit right-hander, Moffenbauer carrying tons of speed. Again, Brian, he's getting drive coming out of that corner. Doesn't have the pass fade yet. Out inside to outside. Thompson, here we go on that big triple. Oh no, only doubling. Little hack off for the number one of Cole Thompson. Ooh, that was really nice defense. I like the way he did that to the drift block off.
He just hacked the line right away from Moffenbauer. Moffenbauer had to hammer on the brakes there, but he's pressuring hard. But we know Thompson can take the pressure. Moff is shooting roost everywhere. Look at him go. Again, it's just outright determination from Sean Moffenbauer.
He just can't be denied, Brian. Really, that's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
We're in a situation where if it's not going to happen here, it's going to happen there.
And that MX101 Yamaha seems to suit him really well. He's grown up riding Yamahas, rode the KTM last year for Redemption. Here it is. Cole's got great defense here on that little hipper, still under control. Moff is out in that soft stuff, able to really get some throttle happening and uses every centimeter of track. And that is, again, where Moff crashed earlier.
And think about, too, he's getting traction on that outside line, and that is not a definitive line. I mean, it's pretty loose out there, and he's able to really get a lot of traction down to the Shaw Valley. These boys are on their last lap.
Pretty incredible for Moff to make it happen twice in one day in these two motos. This is confidence traps. What's this going to mean for the mindset of Thompson versus Moffenbauer?
Especially when you think that Muffendiver put it down in both motos, Brian, for crying out loud. He was back as far as 5th in the first moto, came back and made all those passes to win, and now with a real dominant pass on the number one guy in the class. I mean, that's saying something.
Well, Moffenbauer just pushed and probed the whole moto. Stuck a nose in, stuck a wheel in, used those big, brawny shoulders to force the issue. So Moffenbauer, with a couple turns to go, hucks the big triple, one turn through the Rockstar can, and he's going to take the second moto and the clean sweep, the overall travel. What a ride. MX101 Yamaha FXR, they got to be stoked.
Welcome back to Calgary's Wild Rose MX Park. There's your world distributing hole shotter in the second MX2 moto, Jacob Hayes. Let's go to that Yamaha leaderboard, see the top 10.
Thanks, Travs. We know our top 2. Hayes 3rd, Surratt hangs on, Osby 5th, LaFontaine from California, then it's Petrushka, the local boy. What a ride in 7th. Paulstead from Ontario, then Forcher and Densler.
With a dominant performance in the MX2 class, the number 12 of Sean Moffenbauer with a clean sweep here in Calgary. Sean, you are absolutely unstoppable right now.
You know what, I feel really, really good. I made mistakes both motos. I tipped over in those opening laps, but you know what, I just put my head down. I knew I had one of the best spikes on me on the Yamaha here, and you know what, team's been working hard, I've been working hard, and we came out with a 1-1 today.
It must have felt good to lead, though, because that's the type of feeling that you need to gain and work with, and I think you felt that today.
Yeah, you know, it's been a while since I've led a race. I've had a couple injuries that have set me back, and it feels good to kind of get back in the flow, get a good start, and lead some laps, and push. You know, the guys running up front are fast, and I'm getting there each weekend.
Nice job, the impound Travs. To the series points after 3 of 10, Thompson pulls out a nice little gap over Moff. Osby, Hayes, Surratt, and Pettis got a thing to say about that.
Well, ain't that a fine how do you do? Stetson's for the top 3 in the MX2 class. Hey, don't forget to like us on the CMRC MX Facebook page and go to mxnationals.ca for all the goodies. It's been a dynamite one here in Calgary. You have been watching the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. For Brian Coster, I'm Mark Travers. Hey, I hope you brought your latex. It's time for a big hosing with the champagne.